Hey guys, HandBananaPvP here. On another Monday, we have another unit tier list for you. This one is going to be on the Heroic Era, aka the Tier 4 of Conqueror's Blade. This one I deem to be the most exciting one so far because I have clips for a lot more units even than last week. So I'm going to get into that in a little while. We also have, of course, because it's Monday, we have another giveaway, a $10 Steam gift card. And like last week, we're going to do it a little bit differently. So make sure you stick around if you want to be entered into the giveaway to win the $10 Steam gift card. But without further ado, let's get into this tier list here. All right, guys, let's do this. So to start here, much like last week, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some units out of the way that I do not have clips for. Possibly not units that are really useless, but just units that I do not have clips for currently. I got as many as I possibly could. Starting here, we have the Palace Guards, which I'm going to put into the D tier. Definitely not a unit worth leveling. Poor Palace Guards, they've been forgotten for so many seasons. As you can see there, I got them to level 9. I couldn't suffer through any more levels with them. Some may disagree, may be fun in Siege, but to me, they're just not a unit worth leveling. Next up here, we have the Dagger Axe Lancers, which for me as well, go into the D tier. Pretty much all of the T4 Cav, except for a couple, I'm going to put in this D tier here. Next up, we have the Kev Tool. Another one that I really wanted to make great. I wanted to make Kev Tool great so bad, but they are just not. They are not a good unit. They need to be put in the D tier. Do not level them. Do not let any dummy convince you otherwise, because they are just not a good unit. Trust me. Vassal Longbowmen, I was almost about to put them in the D tier, but on certain maps in Siege, they are a fun unit to use. If you want to shoot somebody from super long range away, they could be fun. Prefecture Heavy Cavalry is one of those T4 Cav units that may be fun unit to use in Siege, not really anything else. So if you don't really have any other units to level and they're still kind of in your barracks not leveled, you can level them up and have some fun in Siege with them, because I had a couple nice plays with them. Sadly not recorded, but I did have a couple nice plays. Next up here we have Imperial Spear Guards. As you can see here, I put them in the B tier, good unit in the right hands. I actually, when you look at the next clip that I'm going to show you next, they actually, to me, they are still in the meta, because when it comes to just a shield unit that is just soaking up damage, and that is their only role really, just to sit there and be a shield for your ranged, just to make pushes and stuff like that. Not as good as the Stalwarts, which we will get to in a while, but I still think Imperial Spear Guards are in the meta, so you'll see in the next clip that's why they are in the meta tier. Next up here, guys, we have a unit that is completely trash currently, but next season may not be the case. We have the Yeoman, and I was actually leveling them up in Siege yesterday when I was streaming. Oh yeah, also, now I stream. You can follow me at twitch.com/HandBananaPvP, all lowercase letters. I was streaming yesterday, got a couple nice clips with them, so I'm going to show you those now. Clip number 1 of the Yeoman doing a charge on Algolia, defending. We get a hero kill. We get some troop kills, and an unsuspecting musket goes in the way of our charge, and we get another hero kill. I was actually having a lot of fun with these yeomen yesterday while I was streaming. Just such a goofy unit to use. I love it. And here we have clip number 2 of the yeomen. We're on Curragh Castle defending a group of unsuspecting Namkins with a long sword. I get in there with the spear. We finish this long sword off. We get the spear kick on the Nadachi and then the ult into him, and he goes down. It's just so funny when you make a play with a unit like this. I'm actually really excited that they're revamping this unit. I'm definitely looking forward to the future with this next season, because they are revamping the Yeoman, the Fire Lancers, and we're also getting a new Tier 3 Halberd unit. For anybody that doesn't know, that's what we're getting. Next up here, we have the Halvardia Sergeants, which I put in the B tier. Good unit in the right hands, and I say that because they're one of those units that I'm not even really all that proficient with, but I've seen people be really effective with them. They kill heroes very, very well. They're good at stopping Cav, and I got a little clip here to show you. Right here, we're on Allenberg Siege attacking. We have our Halb Sergeants. I X them up the ramp there, and then I go into the charge to get them into position, get some damage in there, and then you go right into the brace. So that's what you want to do with them. You charge in and you brace right as they get into position. Make sure they're in the F1 formation. I keep Xing them forward and bracing, Xing them forward and bracing. This poor longsword here, he bites the dust from the brace. That's one of those things about the Halberd Sergeants that makes them so unique is they just nuke heroes. It's just such a quick thing that happens. And we end up losing them. The rest of them here, like I said, I'm not that great with them. But it was a good play there with the Halb Sergeants. Next up here, we have the Test Rigs, one of the units from Season 2. It's a seasonal unit. Not really worth much anymore. That's why I put it in the C tier. Maybe fun to use in Siege now and then. Yeah, it is kind of fun to use in Siege. But they are just so overshadowed by these new Paladins, the Azaps, a couple units that we'll go over in a little while. So right here, we're on Allenberg Siege attacking. We're trying to take this east supply point here by A. There's a lot of units here, but these forts are sitting here healing. I don't think the user realizes that I'm about to charge them. And we get the charge in the back of all those low-tier Javelins. They go down, and the rest of the 40s here we take down without the hero even realizing. I think he tries to brace him right at the end, but it was just definitely far too late. And as you can see here, the test rigs perform well. We have these Spear Sergeants advancing, and I strategically X them around them so I can hit them in the back to exploit their increased damage in the back taken. And as you can see, we did take down all of those units. This was kind of a fluke play with these test rigs because often they do just get killed extremely fast. So I was happy to get this clip for you. But like I said, just a fun unit to use in Siege. Nothing really more other than that. And this Maul, he ends up going down. See you later, bud. Next up here, we have the Sipahis. The only tier 4 cav currently. That may change in a couple weeks here when we see the new Yeoman unit, the upgraded Yeoman. But these Sipahis, I put them in the B tier. Good unit in the right hands because you have to know how to use them. You have to make sure you're using them with the team, stomping around, making a mess so that your team can follow up. And they can actually surprisingly kill a lot of units, and I'll show you here. Right here, where this was like the beginning of Season 4, we're on that by Landments of Sea, like that push the payload map. As you can see, we went in there and we put the Stomp on, which is the Sipahis move, the Crupade, and we got a crap load of kills. And with this Crupade move, you have to make sure you leave it on for the duration or it will cancel. Just another quick clip here of the Sipahis. You see I charged in and then I activated the Crupade. I got in there with my Nadachi. We stopped this whole bottom of the stairs push here on Riverlands, and their Crupade just like radiated up the stairs. It was a really cool play. Next up here, we have the Javelin Sergeants, which I put in the B tier. Good unit in the right hands. I don't really ever want to put Javelins in the meta because it takes a unique kind of player that really loves Javelins in order to get the use out of them. Some people use them in Territory War. I personally don't, although I do love Javelins. In this clip here, we're on Valley Fortress defending. We have our Jav Sergeants. We do the target attack there. As you can see, we're having a good game. We're already up about 200 kills. And we do the area of effect attack right into these heroes here. And it takes out one of the heroes. One hero goes down. I get in there with the Maul, finish off this other hero. And then we're just trying to decide on what to do. We get another Maul that comes up. I know he's probably going to do some damage to my guys. And then he gets smoked by my buddy Slammo there. And then we get one more volley into all that range. Just watch all those numbers light up. Oh my god, we did so much damage to those range units. Next up here, we have the other heroic era Javelin unit, the Imperial Javelins, which I also love them, just like my Jav Sergeants. And I put them in the B tier as well. Anybody from the Wolf Syndicate watching, I know you guys love your Javelins and you guys are awesome with them. I put them in the B tier personally because a good unit in the right hands, like I said. But I got a little clip here to show you. This one here, we're on Riverlands attacking with our Imperial Javelins. We're getting into the home point here, trying to make this final push, trying to seal it up. I do the throw, and we got our Maul who is just clapping my unit. But thankfully, my buddy was there to help. And then we do the target ability right into these two guys, and they go down. This is why I love Imperial Javelins. They have this advantage over the Javelin Sergeants that they just kill the crap out of heroes. So you want to use Jav Sergeants more for killing units, and they can kill heroes as well. But Imp Javs are definitely the ultimate hero killer. Next up here, guys, we have the Imperial Archers. I almost put them in the meta, but it takes a certain type of player. And to me, honestly, you really need a ranged weapon to make these things most effective, because I see a lot of people with this unit just not utilizing their hero at all. So I'm going to show you a little clip here I have of these guys. Right here, guys, we are on Algolia defending. We have our Imperial Archers. We got our Bodkin arrows activated, which you always want to have on no matter what. We have a few heroes here that approach upwards, and I hit V. and I stun them with my hero, and then I go into the spear ulti, and that guy goes down. Another guy goes down. As you can see, the Imperial Archers are so good at killing heroes. Watch this guy. Once he stands still for a second, he takes a bunch of bodkin arrows to the back, and he goes down as well. Next up here, guys, we have the Kriegsrat Fusiliers, or however you say that. The Kriegsrats, most people call them, or I call them Kriegs. I put them in the B tier, good unit in the right hands, because they get overshadowed a lot by the Imperial Muskets. Some people would disagree with me on this, people that love their Kriegs, but their low ammo supply is why I put them in this tier. So here with our Kriegsrats, we are on Allenberg attacking. We're trying to take the B point here. We're getting in here with our hero, just trying to keep some people at bay. As you can see, we got our Kriegsrats firing in there from the siege tower. I get them bunched up on there really nice. And right here, they're holding the enemy back at bay. But as you can see, the enemy is going to make a push here, and they're going to kind of push us back. And this is where the Kriegsrats are going to shine. You see here, they come back, and then we get our, somebody brought some paladins in, which was really nice to defend our guys. He charges them right in there. And as they try to charge up the siege tower, the Kriegsrats are going to finish off this push. You see a short sword, he pokes his head out a little too much. I don't know if he dies. Yes, he dies. He goes down, and we just keep killing. The Kriegsrats are just firing away. But as you can see, their low ammo supply, they cannot really sustain a fight as well as some of the other guns. Even Tercios, even though I don't really like Tercios all that much, but they're a T5. And then, yeah, that's the rest of the push. Next up here, guys, we have the Samachian Paladins, aka Expedition Knights on the Frontier version. But I put them in the B tier, and a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this and say that they're a meta unit. Yeah, to some, they may be, but I still think that the Azeps of Season 4 are the better unit, and I'm going to show you why here. Here we are on Harbor City defending with our Paladins here, and we get a nice flank charge off. So the Paladins, we get into the back line here, and we start killing a bunch of units, and we're doing the XV spam on them. And the thing about these guys with the XV spam is that every time you X and then V, they drop their block for a second. So as you can see, as I'm XVing them, they're taking a lot of damage. But the Azap's counterattack, in my opinion, is just so much more valuable than what these guys can do. Next up here, we are going to have the Abracio Pikemen. And although they did get a nerf in Season 4, which definitely made them a little less effective, they are still a meta unit. And meta, I mean by just they are still the best in territory war for blocking hallways, gateways, anything like that. The Abracio Pikemen still shine over any other unit. This clip here is defending Reginopolis, one of the last territory wars of the season where we defended Reginopolis for the victory. Much congrats to Ico and Heavenly Kingdom for that. But I just want to show you here the forts. So as they're coming in, I move my forts in front of this enemy push here, along with this purple cannon, of course. But the forts, as you can see, just absolutely just demolish that push. They're just getting so many damage ticks in there. And yeah, whatever came through that door, it died. And then the purple cannon, of course, finished it off. But the forts held the push there. Next up here, we have the Azaps, which in my opinion, yes, they are a meta unit. I love my Azaps. I bring them into territory war often. And they shine over the Samachian Paladins just because they have this counterattack and the on-watch ability, which is like a Kondo shock attack. They're just better at killing heroes, better at fighting off pushes, and they're just a better unit overall, in my opinion. This first clip here, I just want to show you the Azap's hero killing ability. As you can see, that hero that was standing there, he just evaporated in a second from that on-watch ability. He just absolutely died instantly. That's something for the Paladins that you just can't say for them. That hero goes down. There's actually one more hero here I want you to see go down. I believe this is I activate the on-watch ability. He's a Maul. He goes down so fast. Like, look how quickly he died. That's just not something you can say for the Paladins. That's why I prefer the Azaps. One more clip here for the Azaps because I believe it is warranted. So we charge our Azaps behind these other Azaps. Actually, we get the jump on them. And then I activated the on-watch ability. I probably should have activated the Counter-Strike here first. But you see, we get in there with the glaive. We CC the heroes. We get some Javelin Sergeants coming in. This is where I activate the counterattack ability. And I believe once he hits V on his Javelin Sergeants, that is when they just absolutely start to evaporate. And then we get our on-watch comes back up, and then the unit just absolutely, completely explodes. I don't know. I just can't say that for the Paladins. That's why I prefer the Azaps as well. Next up here, we have one of my favorite units in the game, the Imperial Muskets. I put them in the meta. Borderline OP. The reason I don't put them in the OP area is because they are a very squishy unit and require precise positioning and map awareness and battle awareness to make sure that they don't get smoked, but they can smoke just as well. And I'll show you here. Right here, we're on Reginopolis Siege. We're pushing the final point here. I activate my volley fire. We're playing the short bow. And as you can see, heroes just start absolutely exploding. I have the honor nodes on this unit. They just absolutely mollywop this entire flag. And I mean, yes, you could call us OP, but at the same time, if a short sword were to rush behind me right now and belly flop my whole unit, he could. And that's why I don't put them in the OP area, because they are very counterable due to their squishiness. Next up here, we have the Imperial Pikemen, which they are going to go into the OP category. They've been OP for God knows how long. And some people might disagree with me on this, but when you have multiple sets of Imperial Pikes, or even one set with a good user knowing how to use them well, they just absolutely destroy pushes. Whether or not they kill everything isn't the issue. The thing is they knock over and CC everything, so that they are just so susceptible to just enemy fire, your team working together with you. Imperial Pikemen are just the heart and soul of any team, and I'm going to show you now why. Here we are attacking on Valley Fortress. We have our Imperial Pikemen. We activate the advance. We just start pushing over everything on this point, and we just did this amazing flank. We got them all going, but we just see these. You see these Imperial Pikes? They are just absolutely devouring everything. And I'm just grabbing people, throwing them around, and even the Imperial Pikemen's V attack on the top line where I have them, they're also very good on the bottom line. But as you can see, we just absolutely destroyed that push with one unit, with one hero. How many units were there? I got like 100 unit kills. It was disgusting. Like this unit, if used well, if used in the right situation, it's just one of the best units in the game, bar none. And last but not least, here we have, in my opinion, the best heroic area unit right now in the game, the Samachian Stalwarts, aka Loyal Guards. They are just an insanely overpowered unit currently. They just have this high block. They have amazing damage. They have an advance like the Imperial Pikes. Yeah, they are in the S tier, the OP category. Definitely need some sort of balancing. I don't know, but they just absolutely devour pushes. I'll show you in a little while, like in Reginopolis, where I use them, how I use them. They just absolutely just want us pushes. It is just a very disgusting unit. Right here on White Oak Fort, we are defending with our stalwarts here. You can see here we have condos coming at us. We chop those down very easily. We're going to go into the advance here. We got some test regs. We got condos. And I believe we even have some ASAPs that come in. But look at this advance, and look how many units we lose. None so far. And then we have ASAPs come in. We're on the short sword. We're just knocking people over. And that brace damage is just doing so much. Like, look, we are fending off by ourselves 4 heroes, 4 sets of units. And yes, eventually my unit goes down naturally. But can you do that with any other unit? I think not. This unit is absolutely insane, and I love it. Guys, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I had so much fun making this video. I encourage y'all to join my Discord. The link will be down below in the video description. And you can use my creator code, HandBananaPvP, all lowercase letters, on the My Game store to get some awesome creator packs where you can get unit skins, hero skins, supports the channel, and supports the game. And also the giveaway. I said we're going to do it a little bit differently than last week, which we are. So what I want you to put with your comment down below, if you want to say something nice about the video, I appreciate it, because you can put this with your comment. Which unit are you most excited for this season? Be it the new Fire Lancers, the new Yeomen, or the new Halvardiers. Put that with your comment down below, and you will be entered in to win the $10 Steam gift card giveaway. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to like and subscribe. We're going to be making a hell of a lot more of these in the future. Thank you, people. I love you. Have a good one.